This all started off as just a little pipe dream for my manager when he got first picked up by FF Yarrow in the Finnish second tier. And what are we now, 9, 10 years later? Manager of a boyhood club, Aston Villa. Not the best way to pick up the Villa job, if I'm being honest with you. We are currently sat in 18th position, and we've got 9 points from 13 games. We have only 1 point from safety, and that is to Burnley, who are the team that we're going to be kicking off the episode and the save with. I'm not going to go too much into our previous kind of seasons as the manager. I'm going to pop it above my head, top corner, the Doleboy playlist, if you want to run through from FF Yarrow across our many teams on our path to here. If not, obviously, we'll run through then just kind of picking up this team, where we are, the players we've got, etc. I'm running in to our first game against Burnley. And if I haven't talked for too long, I might even play the second game, which I believe is against Arsenal. But the balance for the club at the moment is 27 million, and the transfer budget is 87 million. I don't know where the other 60 million is coming from, and I'm assuming it will probably be stripped off me at some point. But it's cool. We'll roll with it. We've got $500,000 in transfer budget as well, so we've got a lot of work to do when January rolls around. We do have our top scorer at the moment, sat on a dizzying 5 goals from the 13, which isn't ideal. The club themselves, they were doing all right, and then it kind of all just fell off a cliff. So we need to write that. Dynamics, they're not too bad, to be fair. The managerial support's so-so. There's a few guys that we need to have a look at and maybe kind of finding them new clubs as well. But as I say, that can be done in January. The club themselves, 50,000 seat stadium, facilities are all tidy, and you got my little fat head where it shows the managers, which is brilliant. Favoured people, Conser is only a favoured personnel, even though he's been at the club for 6 million years as well, which I find a bit surprising, but it's cool. He's the same as Harvey Elliott, who was picked up. Do you know what? A good 5 or 6 years ago, I'll let him off. I'll let him off. He's decent. He's a decent little player. Grealish just doesn't exist anymore, apparently. He's retired without a history, which is... It just is what it is, isn't it? We've brought our assistant manager with us, who is, for all the Villa fans out there, John Terry. He's returned to Villa Park as an assistant manager. I really couldn't care less. He left, and I was like, oh no, what a shame. However, he's actually a pretty decent assistant for me at the moment, and he's been with me at my previous team, so I brought him over with me. We've got only a few days, it's not even that, a few hours until our game against Burnley. It's not even that, it's a few right now. Literally kickoff is this very minute, and I'm stood in the tunnel talking to you guys. So, but if you're looking forward to the save and everything that's running through, then do me the favour of liking and subscribing, show support, that'd be greatly appreciated. And I suppose the only thing I've got to do now is jump into the fixtures, show you what tactic I'm going with. Because if you've been following my other saves, you might be aware that I'm running a strikerless at the moment because it's doing all right. Everyone's aware of the strikerless situation. But we've got a striker that's 6'6", so obviously I'm going to try and use him. So I've had the idea of this 4-1-4-1. I don't know if it's going to work. I'm going to level with you. I just don't know. But it all looks feasible. We have inverted wing backs, as we do. These are going to run up into this area. Centre mid attack, also going to run up into this area. Lindemar's just going to kind of loiter here. Wide playmakers should stay a little bit wider, hence the name being wide. So they'll be out here playmaking, getting the balls into the boys that are doing the running. And Gavin Lewis, who is an absolute tank, is just going to sit in front of our centre backs. He is kind of pick of the bunch. He's pretty handy. He's a little Villa boy as well, which is always fun. We've also got this Oliver fella who isn't one of our youngsters. However, we signed him. We've done a Seamus Coleman at Everton. We signed him from the Irish leagues for 17 grand, and now he's insane. We also have this Forsyth fella who, again, is pretty decent. Just the whole team, they're pretty good. If you ignore the goalkeeper and most of the defence, then we're really good. It's just that whole back five that needs looking at. you know what? I'm being harsh. The fullbacks are actually decent. I'm just playing them out of position because they want to be obviously like wing backs, fullbacks, and I'm like, nah, you're an inverted wing back. Sort yourself out. Go and do some inverting. But we're gonna roll with this. I'm hoping that it does a good job for us. I honestly, I don't know, and there's only one way for us to find out, and it's to jump in to the game. Our first highlight as Villa manager is a free kick at left back position. Hopefully, it will move towards that attack. Lindemar's through. Oh, what's happened? Oh, it didn't go in. You're kidding me. The goalie made a brilliant save, and then I can only assume by the highlight, it then hit his other hand as he dived, and then nearly slapped it into his own net. But Lindemar and Forsyth working the ball, smashing it out wide to Peglo, who I believe is one of those wide playmakers. I don't know their names too familiar yet. Peglo, oh yeah, because the left back is Kemal. Elliot, Lewis, Kemal, there he is. Peglo, you got all the room, lad? What a goal. What a goal. I believe he is our best player. Gavin Lewis, as I say, was pick of the bunch, but because he's homegrown, obviously, it gives you a few little extra points if you are trained and all the other deal at club. But Peglo apparently is our key player. I believe they're listed as. And with a goal like that, you can do it more often, lad. Thank you very much. Kemal, Peglo, Lindemar. He's got Tinocho running through. Definitely going to pronounce most of these names wrong. Pulls a decent save out of goal. Ilan Melier. What's he doing goal for Burnley? I honestly don't know where Leeds are. I really need to spend a little bit of time just looking through all the divisions and stuff and finding out where the teams are. Obviously, because we're almost 10 years in. Well, this is the 10th season. So we'll have to have a little look, see where people are and what they've been up to. But I'll take it, in 10 years' time, if I could be managing Villa, it's obviously going to happen. I can't see it not happening, to be quite honest. Nemet's header rattles the crossbar. We're 32 minutes in. I'm gonna drop some praise on the boys as well. We're 1-0 up in our first game. It does drag us out of the relegation zone, just because we've put Burnley back down there, and it's what we want to see. I'm gonna tell the boys they're all doing very well. You're not doing bad, but you can still improve. Oh, look how just vaguely pleased they are. 55 minutes in, Nemet picks up the goal kick. Oliver, Tinocho, and Lindbar. Oh, I was about to tell you, I'm kind of getting good vibes from this formation already, and then we immediately gave possession away. But as we know, the tactical familiarity is not there. But I think this could be a thing, I hope it is, because I don't like just kind of rolling a formation and stuff everyone else is doing, because it's a bit boring. Again, it's kind of a negative positional formation, but the players are so aggressive it kind of counteracts that. That's what I was hoping for here, but to then also make use of my striker, who is 6'6". He can play centre mid, but again, he's 6'6". So why would I want him anywhere other than challenging the goalkeeper? That was horrific from the Burnley defence, and I am all for it. Corner on the left, Maja. Oh, and he's hit the post now. I think we kicked that over. No, that's even better. I think our clearance, we kicked it against one of their players, and then it went out for a goal kick, which is hilarious. We do need to make a sub, but we'll obviously see what happens from this highlight. Is that Petter Solberg, the old rally driver? I can only assume it is. I've got no information to tell me otherwise, so it must be Petter Solberg, other than the fact that he's about 70 at the moment. So we're going to bring off John Forsyth. We've got one of three choices. We've got Joel Ortega, who looks all right. We've got Marcos Antonio, who is all right. We all know he's all right on this game. From last year anyway. I don't know if he's carried over into this year's game. But he's also been sulking, said he wants to leave. And his training rating is horrific. So I'm not rewarding him with game time. And then we've also got Cameron Sender, who looks pretty naff. Doesn't have much potential. But his training thing is up there. We'll see if Joel's training. We'll give it to Cameron. Go on. Get in there, lad. We also have Harvey Elliott that we can bring off for Brand Bell or Vitor Rosero. I'm going to go against what I just said, because his training thing was pretty poor. Do you know what? No. We'll go with Brad Bell. I call him Brand Bell. I'm sure I did. If I did, just ignore it. We'll move on. We'll just pretend it never happened. This is kind of the issue with these tactics. I think I pointed it out in my last Duisburg episode. Everyone just runs away. These are my fullbacks, these two. This is my whole midfield, so they've not been quite so aggressive in running away. And then my striker, for some reason, has just gone and stood on the wing. But there's movement, which is good. But if we lose possession at that point, we are absolutely ruined. Lindemann, Sender's gone through him. Oh, Bell's picked it up. Look at that. Oh, tactical genius. He's a tactical genius. He's made 2 subs. They've combined for a goal. It's 3-0. We're out of the relegation zone. That's what we want to see. See, I saw all this happening in my head. Like when I was making those subs, I was like, right, Sender's going to be sent through. He's going to have a shot that's blocked. Bell's going to put the cross in. Sender's going to follow it up. Header, bang. Goalie's nowhere to be seen. Get out of here. Throw in for Burnley. It's all a little too late, isn't it? They're definitely not going to get something. They're going to get something out of this game. No, they're not. He's offside. Don't worry. I definitely didn't start to panic. We are on the same points as Palace, who are currently losing Brentford. We've got a game in hand against Everton, who are... Do you know what? They are roughly in the relegation zone, which who would ever see that happening in real life? I'm not going to do the Arsenal game just because I want to talk to you about the players, etc. And then it will either mean that we missed the chance to do that, or the episode will be about 14 hours long, because we know I don't know how to shut up. So I'll order us by XG of who's expected to score, etc. And then obviously how they've performed against him. So the highest is Lindemann, who's expected to score just over 5, and he's scored 5. Which isn't the best, but he'll pick up for him. Possibly, probably not, but possibly he'll pick up for him. Has he got any kind of... no, he hasn't got any more potential in him. He's not homegrown. We have recently signed him for 12.5 million. He's currently worth 30 plus. So even if we did send him on, we'd make a little bit of money out of him. We do have Nicholas Oliver, who's currently wanted, who's one of the youngsters, the fellow we picked up from Glenavon by Leeds, who have had a tycoon takeover. I think it said like 66 million they were going to offer. I'd want 80 plus. If I can get to kind of 100 million, happy days. We also have John Forsyth, who is a striker as well. Again, he looks pretty decent. He's wanted by Tottenham. I don't know if you've noticed. I only noticed at the end of the game where Tottenham are in the league. It's quite funny. It's even funnier than Everton's current position. Not in real life. Calm down, Everton fans. Calm down. That's not funny, apparently. It's only funny in the game that you're nearly relegated. Gavin Lewis, wanted by Chelsea and Man U. Obviously, I don't want to sell him. I don't know what his position is, so we're going to offer him a little cheeky contract and see what he says. Wants us to finish in top half. Whilst I do think that's possible, I'm not going to be making any promises. He's currently earning with us 145. He wants 185 for a 5-year contract. What's his contract at the moment? I can't find out. I probably could have pressed the button there to find out. 2035. So he's on like a 4-year contract anyway. Do you know what? I will offer him one because he's a good player. And we'll try and just knock it down to a little bit more reasonable and see what his agent's saying. Look at that. Beautiful. Nothing wrong with agents. Never criticised them in my life. A few times. Other than that, so top scorer, as we know, he's on 5 with Peglo and Lindemann. Peglo scored 5 from an XG of just shy of 2. Lindemann's he's over 5. That's not ideal. Peglo's also got more assists, 4 assists as well. Pretty decent. Our top assists is Harvey Elliott on the other side. There's stuff being spread around, so I think this formation could actually do quite good for us. I know we were playing against one of the weaker teams in the division. I get that, but also it's fine. We'll make it work. I think it will do a pretty good job for us. I was going to show you where Tottenham were, wasn't I? The bottom of the league. They've played 14. They've got 8 points. That's hilarious. I've also just noticed what's going on with the past winners. Do Man City want to calm down? So since the game started, first year of the save, Man U won, obviously, because Man U were overpowered in this game. Not in real life again. Crap. Then Man City have won it every year, except for Arsenal, who won it once and are currently sat in 11th place. The top 6 or 7 is a mess as well. Man U currently top. Then Newcastle, West Ham, Man City. Again, we expect to see them up there. Brighton, of course. Chelsea in 6th. And then Leeds in 7th. Leeds, again, they have had a takeover. So they are actually one of the better teams. What? Brentford? They've also had a takeover? I forgot about Brentford. This is a mess. It just is a mess. There's teams everywhere. Like Arsenal and Liverpool as 7th and 8th. Chelsea, Newcastle, Brentford, and Leeds are all higher than Liverpool in regards to team. So, yeah, we've got quite a bit of work to do to try and win this league. Wish me luck. You can wish me luck by slapping the like button. It's not a thing, but I'm going to call the episode there. We'll be back, I think, after the January window, and I can show you exactly what I've been up to. I might come back for deadline day. Actually, you know what? We can do Man City and deadline day. That sounds like a cracking idea. I can tell you what we've been up to. Transfers. We'll play Man City. We'll do deadline day, and hopefully I won't have been sacked, which is unlikely. But it is still me, so it is possible that that's going to happen. I do hope you'll be there for the next episode. As I mentioned, just like, subscribe, all that support would be fantastic on the channel. Get my little ugly face out there so I can harass more people with mediocre content. There's some items over here if you want to carry on watching through. That'd be beautiful. And yeah, thank you very much for your time.